Something is about to happen in Australia, and it feels like it's been a long time coming. We've been seeing it all around the world in the UK, France, Germany, Austria, and more. But now, the first nationalistic protest has been called for Australia. The name is March for Australia, and it's apparently being organised as a 100% grassroots movement with a clear message: protect our culture, protect our heritage, and bring an end to mass immigration that is rapidly changing this country before our eyes. Today I'm going to give you all the details we know so far, why this is happening now, and why some are calling it the most important peaceful protest in years.
To support us, consider becoming a YouTube channel member or Patreon, or check out our merch, links in the description below.
For years, Australians have been watching the effects of mass immigration on housing, jobs, wages, crime, and community cohesion. We've been told by our leaders that migration drives the economy, but who actually cares, because rents are at record highs, buying a home is out of reach for an entire generation, infrastructure in our major cities is stretched to breaking point, cost of living is crazy, roads are clogged, crime rates are extremely high, and real wages have been stagnant for over a decade. Culturally, there's a growing sense that the shared identity of Australia is being replaced with something unrecognizable. The idea of one united people bound by a common culture and heritage, that being European Christian, is being rapidly dismantled, and it's happening without any consent from the majority of the population. The March for Australia appears to be a direct response to these issues and a public stand to say enough is enough. The March for Australia will take place on Sunday the 31st of August at 12 noon, nationwide in 7 major Australian cities: Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide, Canberra, and even Townsville. And the exact meeting locations for each city have not yet been announced, but will be on the 15th of August, so this Friday, which we'll post about it on our Instagram page once that has been announced. The purpose, according to the organisers, is simple but powerful: to stand up against mass immigration, to defend Australian culture, and to preserve the values and traditions that make this country ours. It's a rallying cry for Australians who feel that the identity and heritage of their nation is being diluted, changed, and in some cases, erased. The statement from the organisers is clear: this is Australia first. Only the Australian flag will be flown. No foreign flags are allowed, which is a very good and strong move by the organisers, as we've seen in some UK protests, the Israel flag or other flags, which is not appropriate for this event, as it's not about Israel or Palestine or anyone else, it's about our country, Australia. They're describing it as a 100% organic grassroots movement, meaning there's no major political party or group funding or directing it. As they say, it's built from the ground up, shared by everyday Australians who believe in the cause. Because it's grassroots, they're relying entirely on word of mouth, social media shares, and community networks to get the word out, and are even asking for volunteers on their website, marchforaustralia.org. The message is that every single person counts, and that if you care about the future of this country, this is the time to make your voice heard. One thing to note about this march is that it's being positioned as completely peaceful and non-violent. The currently unknown organisers have gone out of their way to say that this is not about hate, not about targeting individuals, and not about causing chaos. Instead, it's about showing that Australians can unite on an important national issue without giving the media an easy excuse to dismiss them as extremists or troublemakers, which, to be honest, they'll probably do anyways. The fact that no single organisation is in charge that we know of so far means this movement should succeed or fail based entirely on the involvement of regular people. That's why the organizers are asking everyone to share the date, talk to friends and family, and make sure people know what's happening before the 31st of August. We've seen smaller rallies before in Australia, but many have been tied to specific political parties, single issue campaigns, or quickly being taken over by opportunists, much like the recent Christian protest in Melbourne that was meant to be run by and for Catholics and biblical Christians alike in response to a legion of Muslim men encircling and chanting around a Catholic cathedral. But instead, it was run by Zionists. The March for Australia seems to be different though, in its scope, in its organisers, and in its targets. This seems to be about the big picture, about what kind of country Australia will be in the next 10, 20, or 50 years. It's not a protest over a temporary law or policy, it appears to be a stand for the very identity of the nation. When mass amounts of ordinary Australians who are not aligned with one particular movement or political group come together because they are fed up with what's happened to our country, the message speaks loudly and shouldn't be ignored. And that's what could make this march potentially powerful. And if you're waiting for the mainstream media to give this a fair hearing, don't. When thousands of people stand together for a cause the establishment doesn't like, the media has two choices: ignore it completely or smear it as something it's not, which it will most likely be the latter. But events like this don't come along every week. This is actually the first here in Australia, and they only make a difference if the silent majority stops being silent. And the thing is, movements like this only happen when enough people decide they're done just talking online and they start showing up in real life. Social media posts are great, comments are great, but they don't change anything if they're not backed by real life action. Even if you've never been to a protest before, or even if you think one person doesn't make a difference, but you believe in this cause, now's the chance to prove yourself wrong. So if you're interested in attending on Sunday the 31st of August at 12 o'clock noon in one of the major cities, and you want to know the exact locations, follow their Instagram page, Australian.guard, and like and share this video also if you want to get the word out to get as many people along as possible. Also consider checking out our merch, becoming a YouTube channel member or Patreon, links in the description. You can also check out one of the videos on screen now. God bless Australia, and Christ is King.